Welcome to the HEARTS Entwined podcast. In this podcast, we'll be having discussions around the secrets which attract lasting, healthy, fulfilling relationships, creating a healthy mindset, and what women should know and understand about men. Introducing your host, Lyn Smith, the Queen of Hearts, relationship expert, trainer, speaker, and best-selling author of the Cupid's Bow technique. Lyn's mission is to have a positive impact in reducing divorce, domestic violence, and suicide.
Welcome to the HEARTS Entwined podcast. This is your host, Lyn Smith, the Queen of Hearts. And today I'm going to be talking about the difference between healthy and unhealthy masculine energy. I recently did a podcast episode, which was number 288, around the feminine and what the traits were that were the unhealthy feminine characteristics and what were the healthy feminine characteristics. So I thought it only right that I address the other side of the coin and show up and talk about the masculine. Because we all embody both. We all embody traits that are unhealthy and healthy, regardless of gender, regardless of sexual orientation, that relate to feminine energy and masculine energy. So talking about the masculine energy then. What actually is unhealthy masculine energy? Well, unhealthy masculine energy is the traits of being chauvinistic, aggressive, overly controlling. They can be cold, distant, possessive, dominant. It's all those sorts of types of traits which is the unhealthy masculine energy. And the healthy masculine energy are the traits of being chivalrous, protective, being a provider or wanting to provide, being supportive, being assertive, and being courageous. And we can all demonstrate and all slip into any of these traits, regardless of, as I say, whether we're men or women, and regardless of whether, we're straight, gay, bi, whatever. It doesn't matter what our sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter what our gender is. We can all embody all of these traits, and they can all have an impact on our future relationships. And quite often what happens within the dynamics of a relationship is that one person will embody a strong masculine energy, whether that's healthy or unhealthy, and one person will embody a strong feminine energy, regardless of whether that's healthy or unhealthy. Now, for the healthiest relationships, obviously you want that to be the traits of all the healthy traits, be it masculine or be it feminine, because it's the polarization of those energies which creates passion. So you may have been in passionate relationships, but known that that relationship was toxic. And that's because there was polarization, but one of you was in the unhealthy masculine energy and one of you was in the unhealthy feminine energy. And, they attract each other, those energies. So you can have passion in a relationship and it still be a toxic relationship and a codependent relationship. What I'm aiming to teach people is that you can have healthy passion, and strive for that healthy passion in a relationship, and where one of you adopts the healthy feminine energy traits and the other one adopts the healthy masculine energy traits. And there can be still massive, strong passion. It doesn't have to be toxic or unhealthy. Just know that if you're in a toxic relationship, it's because you're both in an energy of coming from a place of fear, lack, worry and doubt, rather than coming from a place of love, abundance, faith and trust. That's the difference. What energy are you in and what place are you coming from is what makes the difference between whether you're in a healthy relationship or whether you're attracting a healthy relationship, or whether you're in an unhealthy relationship or whether you're attracting an unhealthy relationship. Is being aware of what place are you currently living in terms of your awareness around your current energy states most of the time. And I'm not saying that, it's possible to always be in healthy energy or in a healthy place, because we're human after all. We quite often default, don't we, into some unhealthy energy and adopt those unhealthy traits. But so long as we are more aware of catching those moments, that's what's going to help us to change. So it's all about catching those moments where we feel we're demonstrating unhealthy traits, be that in the masculine energy space or the feminine energy space, and looking at ourselves in this and how can we respond differently rather than react from a place of fear, worry, doubt and lack, and ask ourselves the question, how is this serving me to be, coming from that place, and what can I do differently going forward? What's going to enable me to come from a place of being more in the space of love, abundance, trust and faith, and knowing that is your best version of you, and that is the version that's going to attract healthier relationships, be that romantic or otherwise. And quite often it's been society that's been responsible for actually putting us in the negative space and in our negative traits of reacting in a poor way to things. And the reason society does that is because it makes us easier as humans to control, be that governments, be that media, be that religious organizations, they all mostly adopt a way of keeping the masses down because they feel that we're going to be easier to control if we're living in a space of fear and worrying about what's going to happen next. And sadly, that has been the case in the past, but hopefully now that people are becoming more enlightened and wise and learning there is a different way to live, and we don't have to be repressed anymore. We can liberate ourselves. We can empower ourselves. We, the people now, can be a role model for how to live a better, happier, healthier life where we don't need to be controlled by outsiders or governments or organized religions or media. We don't need to be controlled by those societal norms in inverted commas, because we know better now. We know better, don't we? So on that note, I'm going to leave it there and say Two Love starts with opening our hearts. Until next time, goodbye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Hearts Entwined podcast. You can follow Lyn via the Facebook group Two Hearts Entwined, or search Lyn Smith, inspirational speaker, at LinkedIn, or email lyn@hearts-entwined.com. That's LYN@hearts-entwined.com. Remember, true love starts with opening our hearts.